Hello, Inspire and Illuminators. It's me, Jennifer Engel, CEO and founder of Inspire and Illuminate, which is me basically teaching people how to reach their highest possibility states. Sorry, my brand is raw and real, and I don't always wait for the perfect environment to do videos. Today's purpose will be for me to kind of introduce like little preview of what highest possibility states are and what will be coming up in the future, and to give you a little background information on how I got there. So highest possibility states is basically our own inner, personal, and outer potential. And in the past, I think we've really realized that we thought that our potential was limited, our DNA, right? And it is true that our DNA is pretty steady. But we are finding that our epigenetics, the things that kind of control the things around our DNA, is what we actually have control over. So I came up with the idea, highest possibility states, Inspire and Illuminate, that was really kind of born around 2011, when people started asking me, how are you able to go through a lot of life trauma and still end up pretty happy and functional? And part of it is, well, for a long time, even though I was able to remain generally pretty happy most of the time and pretty functional, also kind of behind closed doors, I wasn't really that happy or that functional. But as I began to learn all of these techniques, which basically came a lot from turning inside and meditating and visualizing, they also came from, I am a classroom teacher, so as teachers we get professional development on how to work with children, especially social emotionally. And it also came from just doing my own research on the net as well. That's one of the habits that I have, is I wake up every morning and I learn and I meditate. And through those two things, that was how I was able to reach my highest possibility state. So for me, one of the things that kind of is a determination of a highest possibility state is you're able to go through a stressful or traumatic event and you're able to get back to baseline, get back to happy and functional fairly quickly. In the past, this might have taken years for me, months, weeks, and now it literally takes minutes or no more than 12 hours at a time. So, highest possibility states doesn't necessarily mean you'll never experience sadness or depression or fear or insecurity. It will always be there. The difference is how quickly can you get through it. The second thing about highest possibility states is you end up doing things you never thought were possible. So, for example, I was born with spina bifida, and even though it was mild, it didn't affect me or my family mildly. And because for 19 years I was really struggling with that, with my physical health, my cognitive health, my learning really took a back seat. And so I had a lot of learning gaps. I also feel as though I had like a learning disability in math as well. And so in high school, my teachers were like, well, really don't talk to her about college because she's really not going to achieve much in life or go anywhere. And I believed that story for a long time. In fact, that is going to be probably my first series that I'll be teaching. So from 2011 to 2017, there were like these random chaotic teachings. And then 2018, I kind of really went inside myself and really thought about why I'm doing this and how to solidify and how to make it more streamlined. And then 2019 is basically going back and deleting all of the old teachings. Not that there wasn't value in that, but now I can just approach them from a higher perspective and a more streamlined perspective. And these are the things that I will be teaching in 2020 and beyond, here on YouTube, on Facebook, on online classes, on in-person classes. So I again just recently got that question from somebody. How are you able to stay happy and functional after experiencing traumatic events? And so this time I really sat down and I thought about it and I wrote it out. So what's going to be happening is I'm going to be teaching, my first class will be beliefs, stories, and perceptions. The second class will be how energy works, really kind of working through clearing fears, guilt, insecurity, anger, jealousy, how to start talking about truths about yourself and to others. And then that really, once you clear all of that, it will kind of teach you and open up how to see your dreams and your purpose and the possibilities that you have. Once we get to that point, then I'm going to teach people specifically about the highest possibility states, 7 tools, 7 habits. And then just recently, I was thinking about to myself, another thing that creates highest possibility states is passion and purpose. But then through some more learning and meditating, I found that there are 4 P's of highest possibility states that I've experienced. Not only is it passion and purpose, but it's also performance and it's perception. That's kind of where that beliefs and stories that we tell ourselves, the perception that we have about reality, about ourselves, and about society, that really does affect whether we are able to achieve. Sorry, my hair is going all over, which is actually really awesome because that's how you know I'm healing. Anyone who followed me on social media before knows that one way that I took out my trauma was I would cut my own hair. So you can see I'm actually healing. So perception. So perception is basically your ability to be awake and aware of all the things that are going on inside of you and outside of you. How your outside environment and interactions are influencing your inner environment. And that's something that we'll be talking about with beliefs, stories, and perceptions, as well as how energy works. The second thing is performance, okay? And so this could be physical performance. A lot of times I spent so much time almost retreating from the physical world. I would go into the meditation, the fantasy world, alone time almost too much. And so that's where I'm going to also teach people about balance. How balance is key. How you need to go inside. You do need to meditate. You do need to look at your inner being, but then also balance that with your outer physical being. So your performance is basically how are you doing health-wise? Are you constantly learning mentally? Are you feeling well that way? And are you feeling well emotionally as well? So highest possibility states are really passion, purpose, performance, and perception. And the other thing that I started thinking about is when we don't have those things, then we can really get easily distracted by life and pulled off course, pulled off purpose, start to experience depression, start to just randomly go with whatever's going around us. And that's fine, but if you want to achieve your highest possibility state, you should also have a path. And so once we get through the beliefs, the stories, the perceptions, once we get past like how energy works, once we get learn some of the habits and tools that highest possibility people have, and the 4 Ps, then really you're going to find that finding your passion and your purpose is going to give you your path. And that is really what is going to help you stay focused and avoid a lot of distractions. So there are millions of distractions in this world, right? But what's the one thing that's really going to get you to focus? What's your passion and what's your purpose? And then once we get through all of those things, then I'll be teaching people how to take their passion and how to take their purpose and turn it into something where they can use it to help other people as well, either through a business or through by creating a nonprofit or anything like that. So that's what highest possibility states is. That's where we're going. I am glad that you joined me today. I hope that I see you in the future. We'll be doing little previews on Facebook under Inspire. I might do a few here as well on YouTube, although I really want to kind of keep YouTube more for my really streamlined lessons and classes, whereas my Facebook is more like energy reports. So I can't wait to see you and work with you and inspire you so that you can use your passion and your purpose to help inspire others. Peace and blessings.